You know, people often ask me why I named Bennington after myself, Benning Wentworth. The truth of the matter is, I never thought Wentworthington really worked. You see, I was the governor of New Hampshire, and I had every right to set up townships. The people from New York, they'll tell you that they had the right. You don't listen to them. Now, in spite of the fact that I never got to visit Bennington, well, I am very proud of my namesake. It is a beautiful little town with a mighty, interesting history, which includes an actual Revolutionary War battle, the Battle of Bennington. Oh, so I guess that was named after me, too. Now, some of you are going to say that the battle actually took place in Hoosick, New York, just over the border. But the interesting fact here is that they were fighting for the armory in Bennington. And that's just about where the Bennington Monument now stands. Oh, you know, if it weren't for your Green Mountain boys, well, you all might be singing Hail to the Queen today. Well, I'd like to tell you a lot more about myself, but enough of that. Let me tell you a little bit more about Bennington County and the towns within it and how it's changed over the years. First, we were a farming community, and we supplied much of the lumber that built early America. Lumber was one of our big exports, that and sheep. There was a long time when sheep outnumbered people in the state. Of course, all that wool needed to be milled, and with all the water power around here, many mills started up. Well, many generations of Benningtonians worked in the mills of one kind or another. Bennington is famous for its pottery. Bennington Potters still thrives right around the corner. Why, you can see beautiful examples of our pottery at the Bennington Museum. It's a fact. There are still many people who remember their folks coming home from a day at the mill. Well, back then, you didn't need a whole lot of education. Today's different. Things have changed. The mills have pretty much gone away, and for a while Bennington County looked pretty deserted. But it's a pretty resilient area. There were some factories. Did you know that steel squares were invented right up the road at Stanley Tools? There was a time that many people worked in factories like Stanley Tools and Johnson Controls, where they made batteries, and Jard, where they made electric components like capacitors. And there were machine shops in machining industry like Beezer and others. Many of those industrial jobs have gone away now. Today, we still have some heavy industry like NSK, where they make steering columns for cars. Bennington has adapted. We have some high-tech industries like Vermont Composites and Abacus Automation, and we even have our own Bennington Microtechnology Center in North Bennington. But they say that's the future. And of course, in the future, we'll need good education even more. That's where the Southwest Vermont Career Development Center fits into the community. Well, students come to the CDC from 3 sending schools: Arlington High School, Burton Academy, and Mount Anthony Union High School, as well as from the mountain towns to the east. CDC also has adult students and occasionally has had students from New York. CDC Adult Education, through the Learning Institute, also partners with many area businesses to offer classes to their employees. Well, the CDC serves all of Bennington County, including the towns Bennington, North Bennington, Shaftesbury, Arlington, Manchester, Wilmington, Woodford, Searsburg, and Pownell. The CDC reaches out to the community through co-ops with many employers, such as the Southern Vermont Medical Center, our award-winning hospital. Students from the CDC have also gone on to our local colleges, Bennington College, Southern Vermont College, and the Community College of Vermont. The community has evolved. It has both industry and technology, but much of our emphasis has gone to the service industry. But this was the first town in the state to get a Walmart, and we also have a Home Depot. This area has many fine restaurants, bed and breakfasts, and motels, and the beautiful Green Mountains. Oh, they offer a variety of recreational opportunities. There are many wonderful places to shop in all our towns, but Manchester especially is known for the wide variety of shops and outlets. Manchester is also known for Orvis, one of the premier names in fishing equipment and outdoor apparel. And Arlington and Pownell have Mack Molding, an innovative plastics company. We have beautiful covered bridges. In fact, we have a covered bridge museum at the Bennington Center for the Arts. Oh, and speaking of the arts, there are 2 professional theaters in Bennington County, Old Castle Theater Company and the Dorset Theater Festival. And there's also the Vermont Arts Exchange and the Southern Vermont Arts Center in Manchester. Bennington is economically diverse, with a people from all economic classes. There is a tradition of civic pride and involvement. Just read the letters to the editor in the Bennington Banner, and you'll see people don't always agree. But there is a real pride in this community. You can see it in the pictures Norman Rockwell painted when he lived in Arlington. You can hear it in the poems of Robert Frost, who was buried up at the Old First Church. And you can see it in the students and teachers at the CDC, where futures begin.